following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Each one of these piles is missing a different bone. What? Why were you... What? Are you doing this on purpose, or...?
That's not very humorous.
Of course! Of course!
So you spend your time searching around for them. Eventually you do find a walled compound. They've got like pennants, banners, engraved statues of the serpent, like fucking pewter plaques on the gates.
Oh, but there are
severely large estates.
very large.
Huge.
Like
All centered around like basically a palace.
okay, so if I go
Getting through the gates is easy.
getting through the gates is easy.
Because you just will them open and they are.
Or if I went to the palace.
Oh, the palace.
Well, no, like
their palace.
Their palace,
yes.
yes.
The manor.
The manor, yeah.
Which is essentially, basically... I mean, from your point of view, this is like... You know the palace in San Ramirez?
Yeah.
This is better.
Wow. What a fucking shock.
This is like... They've even got, like, the doors and lintels and everything actually have gilding.
Oh, love. And there are no doorways full of bodies.
No.
Yeah. That's certainly a plus in its favour.
Not usually specific.
You fill one doorway.
You get labelled for life.
I will get you to make a perception check in this world of dream.
6.
Occasionally, you do briefly see flickers of people appearing and then disappearing into the world of dreams as their dreams touch the world. Occasionally, you will see dark shapes and figures watching you, but are quickly discouraged by a brief glimpse of a familiar Frederick. Just pops in just to make sure you're safe.
Oh.
He's so great!
There is a degree of protection.
Yeah.
It's not going to last forever, but there is a degree of protection.
Yeah. Well, what I want to start...
And there's a lot
There's
of dark shapes flitting in and out of existence in this area.
Like, way more here than anywhere else.
Like, you didn't really notice them so much before until you got here, and then you're just like, holy shit, there's so much... Whatever these dark shapes are that are briefly popping in and then being sort of shooed away.
Okay. I'm gonna look...
So this place feels like you're being watched.
Like I'm being watched. I just wanna, like, explore the manor. I wanna, like, see if I can work out, like, a floor plan.
It seems intentionally confusing, like most medieval fortifications were. But, okay, you can be doing that for the rest of your dream.
Yeah.
I don't actually have printed floor plans of this area you're not supposed to be in yet. So I can't give one to you to have drawn.
Yeah. But yeah, like, when I wake up, that's what I'll do, is draw the...
You're asleep, so I need one from you. And she's having sex in a hospital.
18.
Ooh. 18. Wow. It's almost like the armies of justice are sweeping through your conquered lands, liberating town after town after town as the evil forces of the vampires try to fight in the daylight and burst into flaming torches. Your axe is stained permanently black with the thick, evil blood of your vampiric victims, as are the axes of your new band of brothers and the hammer of your glorious king. And you became known as the Black Axes for that day. Sweet. It's a good dream. You're enjoying it. It's a little darker. Right, big hero. You are eventually joined outside by a short, well, compared to you, everyone, I guess, is short. Blonde.
Oh, hello.
Wolf.
Yes, well, are you wanting to join me?
Well, I don't need to sleep. And you apparently are a big hero doing big hero things. And
Yes.
it's almost daybreak, and as you know, we explode in daylight.
That was vampires.
These vampires. I'm being flippant.
Oh, of course.
And you will, of course, want to keep an eye on me because I'm an evil, deceptive, treacherous little bitch.
You said
That's
it.
linguistically correct.
You said it, not me. Also, I'm not entirely sure that you were being honest with me before, but
Oh no, I was lying my ass off. It's just that your friend with the light hair has a thing for your other friend who's into women. And I didn't want to embarrass him in front of her.
ah,
I
okay.
don't- It's like, I don't know how old he is, but is he your son?
Possibly.
No, I think the ages
I'm
would be
not
a little too
that
close.
much older. I mean, I've been around, but I mean,
Well, I don't know. You might
not
have
when
grown
I was
old. You might have
like-
grown old, and you died, and your dragon might brought you back as a fresh young pup. I don't know. That happens, you know.
Ah.
I didn't know. Maybe you want to have.
I didn't actually know that aspect of the mark, so there we go. I've learned something too.
I mean, read a book.
Well, we did, but it didn't mention.
Sis. I can only do numbers. I can. Just
Well,
numbers.
let's go looking for
People
adventure.
to kill. They're beat up.
Hopefully, bad guys.
What do you mean? Hopefully. Certainly.
Yes,
Just because I'm evil doesn't mean I'm evil.
that's what Sulan is saying,
Ah, well, Sulan's a smarter woman than you give her credit for.
and I give her a lot of credit.
Not enough. You also should give her a pay rise.
I don't
Get more
think
clothing.
she's interested in monetary wealth.
That's not what matters, but it helps.
She gets a fair share like everyone else.
The Sulu could just pay herself as much as she wants. She has the group fund.
This whole time. Incidentally, you might actually want to share that 700 gold out amongst the group and like get back into the habit of allocating your party fund, because you guys have been cutting through money lately. Yeah. I mean, that's my fault for actually
it's-
charging you for shit.
No, it's just because ever since that wealth got taken off us, we haven't really divvied up stuff like we used to.
Well, I guess you're waiting to get it back, like that's happening.
Yeah, sweet, it's happening, sweet.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. Perfect.
So not happening.
What? No! The DM would never lie. He said it was happening.
If you kicked out if you're alive.
I'm as innocent as your faithful Cardinal Richelieu.
Wait
See,
a
see,
minute.
see, internet listener, that's what's known as a literary reference. You may have heard of them.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes. It actually is, right? I think Three Musketeers is on Netflix. Some version of it. Hopefully the Tim Curry
Where's
one.
the map?
But it also could just be on Netflix USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I
Please,
mean to keep my mouth.
thank you. We haven't really checked the. I believe is it Hafang? Is that how it's pronounced?
Hafang's where you had the job for the thing.
It was one of the
the item
ones.
swapping that Percy was doing.
Yeah, but we haven't like checked for jobs in the.
Oh,
we got that job.
you actually
elsewhere.
should
What?
stop by Hafang, actually. I should point out to you.
We haven't checked that for actual. Because we got that job elsewhere and then went to
Okay,
Hafang.
so you're going to Hafang.
Yeah, because that's like we've.
Well, where are we going?
Go to the inns because you got to catch up.
Yeah, we'll head to the inns first. See Hans and Hans.
Oh, we're going to those faint. Oh, there's good scraps there. So, just a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
That hammer,
Yes.
is that magic? Or holy, I suppose, in your case?
I don't believe so.
Hmm.
I mean,
I thought you clerics all wandered around with holy weapons and that.
Well, I believe the paladins do, but
He does have
not all
holy-
clerics have a holy hammer. But
And I also thought you Serenians just pranced around on horses in gold armor.
horses, yes, no, treacherous creatures. Don't trust them.
Oh, come on, I smell one. It reeks all over you.
No.
A big one with a huge wang from the smell of it.
Oh, if you.
Are you alright? Did I say something embarrassing for you?
Why did you feel the need to share that last aspect of the horse's
I mean, I just get
anatomy?
it's got a really big smell.
You need to ask H.
It's okay. Follow me.
Okay.
It's that horse there. I'll say going around the corner to the.
It's not a horse, that's a mountain with legs. A delicious looking mountain with legs.
No.
Have you ever eaten horse? It's so good.
You're not eating.
The
it.
horse, by the way, the animals in the stable do not react well.
Oh,
to
they
her
start like
presence.
bucking him.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
You have eaten horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ate your horses.
Fuck you!
Yes.
Well, the ones that weren't mutated into horrible squid creatures that squiddled off into the desert.
Good fish oil vitamin.
No, I was just saying, no, you cannot eat that.
Yeah.
One of their barrels full of stuff was just straight up turned into fish.
Yeah.
That
they
was
wandering
helpful!
through magic storms!
It was actually really good.
Yeah.
You get
Some supplies.
unlimited fish.
Yeah, it's actually
basically.
amazing. Every time I thought I'd finally fucked him, it turned out to be a good thing. I did not plan that. I really was hoping for a party wipe in the desert.
Rope trick's a hell of a drug, dude.
That almost didn't work.
They got very close. I remember. Yeah.
That's a really good sequence if you go back. It's all there on
You
YouTube.
can't
and
eat
it's
it.
still there.
Let's go. You're
Yes,
disturbing
yes.
the creatures. Or maybe it's me.
Well,
Horses.
I'm disturbing you.
No, horses don't like me.
Well, maybe you should stop trying to eat them.
Look, we only ate horses that were already dead.
Well, of course you did. You've got to kill them first.
No, I
You
mean.
try to eat a living horse, it'll just kick, bite, kick, kick, bite, kick.
Yeah, that's a horse, alright.
Because it'll be
no.
the last thing it ever does.
When we were traversing through the parched stone, not all the horses made it, so we needed food anyway, so.
But that's a big one. That's huge. I assume it must be yours.
What are you basing that on?
The fact that you are well and above much, much larger than any other normal, generic human being that wanders around.
Oh.
I mean, you were literally a giant.
Well, it's
I mean,
technically
it would hurt my neck to be looking up at you if I didn't have a really good neck. Like one of the best necks, one of the greatest necks that ever
it's
was.
a very nice neck.
Oh, it gets better as you go down.
Yeah. Anyway, the horses. It's not belong to me, although
And yet it's your horse. And you breathe
it's
it.
our horse, and
Oh.
whenever the cart driver's not leading it, I have to lead it for some reason.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna wear the big boy pants. So we were going to an inn?
Oh yes. Proceed.
So I kind of need, I suppose I should ask, is that if you want me wandering around with you, did you want me wandering around like this, or on four legs?
I think this is at least better if we're having conversations while we walk and talk.
You don't speak wolf?
No.
I wouldn't be alarmed if you did.
I
I did one
speak
time.
Serenian and Elven.
You speak, of course you do. Of course you do. You walk into an inn with a bunch of sexy women and you just like pointy ear things and they're like, ooh, fuck me. That's it, isn't it? I know it is. It's the only reason anyone ever learns Elvish.
The elves.
Yeah, but they don't count.
Anyway,
They
let's
taste terrible. I assume.
Well, I've never eaten an elf in the traditional sense. But anyway,
I'm not used to this.
sorry.
Carry on. So you head to Hafan, where he's like, oh yeah, that was awesome, the things all finished. Here, have the rest of your money.
No, so no more thieveries.
Which he gives to you in a stocking. Yeah, so you can add another, wow, 62 silver pieces.
Ooh. Keep that in the stocking and make it go nice.
I mean, you're not wrong. Socks full of coins are stupidly good. Up close and silent from behind.
They're not very silent once you hit someone.
Yeah, but it's a
It
little
doesn't
like...
matter. It doesn't matter once you hit them.
It's very good for mugging.
Have you heard of any other rumors around this area?
You've got checks of hordes.
I was going to, I just thought I'd inquire if you've heard of any nefarious deeds or
Do you have any
mysteries
extra
or...
chicken lying around? Like, you know, maybe the kitchens were going to throw it out and there might be like a good dog that was going to get it. I could take it to the... Never mind. He like,
must
looks
apologize.
so confused.
I must apologize for my friend here.
You spent 3 weeks in a hole.
No thanks.
We did.
We did that.
And, and then I was about to go, wait, we did something very similar to that.
Man, is it just me or has the recurring theme of this entire series been sticking you in various pits?
I will bid Hans farewell and...
Oh, you're going to check out the Broads, huh? Should I leave you alone for this part?
boards.
Oh, that's boring.
That's where you sometimes get jobs. And
All
then
right,
if we don't
give
get
me a boards roll. You're heading to the boards. There's basically a to-do
14.
board and an r/Tinder.
Are people after stuff that they go with their flint?
Actually, it is all about burnables.
Why is it r/Tinder? Is there a Tinder subreddit?
There is a yeah.
Why?
Because it's hilarious.
The first one.
Okay, what'd you get?
14.
Oh, that's nice. Zero to-do board. You should Tinder one. There's some ladies who want
Big wood.
actually
Thank
wood
you.
chopping and things like that.
Maybe later.
The Tinder posts are. Come on, they're
I will look at it, but I want to look at that
okay,
one
so
first.
big lad needed to kill big wolf. Been preying on the big dog or wolf-like thing has been eating my chickens. Come get it, and you can have a chicken.
Is this anything to do with you?
I've been in a hole for 3 weeks. Where was I going?
Now she can get a chicken, though.
Oh yeah, there's something eating chickens. Gotta be the wolf. Racist.
Look, it's medieval. Everyone's racist.
No, I know. That's the joke. Man, that's finna work. Are we going to go?
Apologies, I will say, and then I'll keep looking at
No,
the.
don't apologize. I mean, werewolves are assholes.
I'll keep looking at the. Is there
Oh,
anything
you
else?
also want another one. Okay, give me
I'm
another
just seeing
roll.
what else. Because I want to go for like the best job on the board, like the highest
Charisma.
7. The thing that's going to get us the most
Bodyguard
prestige.
needed for virtuous young woman.
I wouldn't.
Does she have to still be virtuous by the end of the bodyguarding experience?
That is specifically the job. Prevent canoodling. Chaperone to event.
I believe I could do that.
Is the event the turning?
You mean the job or the girl?
First one, then the other.
First one, get paid, then the
Okay,
other.
so what do we split up? Look for clues. There better be a snack in it for me.
She doesn't like the chickens. Clues for what?
I tell you what, I'll take care of the big dog thing hunting the chickens,
That's what I was.
and you take care of the young girl who needs a plowing.
That's not what I'm. It specifically says
Till
here.
that furrow.
It's specifically
She will
says here
swipe.
not.
Yeah, I mean that's what the dad wants, but she's gonna need initiating, right? I mean that's how humans still do things. I know that's how we did things back in the village before I became awesome.
Don't eat the chickens. Except the one that you can have the one that's the reward. That's
Yeah,
fine.
front row. Right, you'll need to actually tell me where I need to go for this because I can't read.
Okay.
Berman.
What does it actually say? Where to go?
I mean, you can just say I give her directions.
Okay, I'll give it
Right.
directions. Yeah.
So she'll pad off. Leaving
I'll
you.
basically say, shall we meet back at the inn at Nome?
Yes, we shall. He's trusting me to be off the leash.
What happened to the manacles, by the way?
It's still on.
They're still on.
I mean, they weren't related to the imprisoning, but no one cared to ask.
Oh, okay. We probably should have removed
Well, yeah,
this.
well,
Ask it!
I forgot about-
Well, you didn't. So
So yeah, I will head towards my job.
okay, so you end up in a building near Shadowhearth. It's austere, built it right up against the wall, like a fucking cunt here between it and the wall because you're not allowed to build directly against it. It's the most tiniest, malicious compliance.
How do you build that close to a wall?
You hire dwarves,
Oh, I suppose.
and they go, "Let's math this," and they do it so precise. Or you hire an elf, but this is clearly a stone building, and they don't really stone build it. It's very,
Stone
very
of the dwarf.
this is like an extremely nicely constructed building on the level of your inn, sort of thing. It is in dark stone. The stone is fitted so close together there's almost no crack, but you can slightly see it. The roofs are also made out of matching slate tile, high peaked. There's glass in the windows,
Ooh la la.
and the entire thing is very narrow, very tall. There is a guard on the door, and he is in very, very nice velvet black over top of silvered scale. Similar to yours, but nowhere near as ornate. But very nice armor. And he stands there very rigidly, and as you step up, he sort of springs into life, and he's like, "Halt! This is private property. You may not enter."
Oh, of course. Saphiro, cleric of Tor. At your service.
My apologies. I didn't realize I was speaking to a holy man. Do you require entrance?
I came about the job. I'll hold up because I would have just ripped the note off the thing. So
Ah, of course, a virtuous cleric. That is ideal. The master will see you.
of course.
He'll knock on the door. Another guard dressed just the same as him will enter. This guard has an almost official looking tabard on it. It's just in black.
So no, I don't see.
You
any
can make a
marks
perception
of-
check if you
of,
want.
Heraldry on any of their.
First, a standard perception check.
That's 6, yeah.
You will notice that there is actually a heraldic device picked out on it, but it's actually not in a different color. It's black. It's just the stitching in the
Yeah.
tabard runs the opposite way, so you can only see it in certain lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I make out what it is, or is it not
It's a
quite?
skull.
Interesting.
You are led deep inside. Dark wood. Bookcases line the hallway. Just books, scrolls, clay tablets. There's along another wall in another room. You see past an open door. There's just many altars and shrines to god after god after god after god after god. Just up across more gods than you've ever seen.
Damn.
Eventually, you're led into a spacious, narrow, long drawing room The entire far wall is a huge fireplace, the top of which is about the ceiling of this room, and it's as wide. And a huge fire blazes in that place. And there's a distinguished gentleman wearing the height of modern Romanian fashion, all in black. And he turns to you.
Hello, Saphiro, cleric of Tor, at your service.
My name is Moradin. You are here about a job that was posted in my name.
Correct.
My daughter is to be married soon and will attend a social function. And unfortunately, her bodyguard met with an accident.
That is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. He unfortunately strayed where he should not have strayed and tried to do things he should not have done. Unfortunately, in his dangerous occupation, that got him killed.
Of course.
My daughter is to attend a social function, and she is not as prudent as she should be. And she needs a bodyguard to see to her physical safety and to maintain her virtue. You know social gatherings, I'm sure. From your accent and features, you are a Merlander who has lived a long time in Serenia. Or at least you have Merland ancestry. So you will understand the ebullience of parties, the flowing of alcohol. Indiscretions can happen. Unfortunate ones.
Yeah.
I see you are very familiar with this.
Yes.
Then you have no doubt performed these tasks before.
Oh, yes.
So, you will attend my daughter during the event. It is in 1 day's time of an evening. You will return here. Actually, given the time, it will be
This evening.
this evening. You will return here this evening. You will require your armor, and your hammer will be a sufficient weapon.
Of course.
And you will escort my daughter. Of course, discretion is a part of this job, which is why it pays so well. Anything you see and hear is to be kept to yourself. Do not even tell me.
Very well.
The only thing I care about is her safety and her virtue, and that she should be brought back intact.
Very well.
Should you fail, well, you will not fail. You will not. I can see you are a man of conviction.
I am a cleric.
Yes. And as such, I will pay you the retainer, an advance on your total fee. Is this acceptable?
That's most generous.
Do we have an accord?
We do.
Very well. He will move over to a dark wood desk and open a drawer, and he will pull out a parchment, and he'll say, "Your name?"
Saphiro.
We need to sign here. Okay, this is your down payment. You have just signed into ownership of 20,000 gold marks. Imperium. You are so bound to this contract.
Yeah.
You should have
this
checked
is
the
just
amount
this
before
is a letter of
signing,
rights
you
version.
rube!
Yeah, it's a letter of rights that can be, it's a Templar's Bank of Benedar letter.
Wait, so the down payment was 20,000?
Yep.
What the fuck?
No, it just tells you how bad she is.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
Should have sent Sulin. I feel like Sulin could have done a better job.
Wouldn't have hired Celine.
Oh, I guess. Just put it on top of the candle.
Oh, you got the turn? Cool.
Oh yeah, there's the sword, traditional sword bit.
Yep. I didn't bring it into the room. I didn't think I'd need it tonight because I kind of knew you'd just be doing like
Random shit.
auto quests basically so far beneath your level that just to build your rep. Okay, so you leave and you've still got tons of time on your hands.
Yeah.
So you head back to, or you head to the closest board.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a roll on that board and we'll just pound through some reputation quests.
6 again.
That's not so good.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?